What if the secret to overcoming choice paralysis was sitting in a deck of cards on your desk? Most people use tarot for the future, for big life questions, for the unknown. But I use it as a tactical framework for the present moment. Today, I'm going to show you how to diagnose your immediate hurdles and unlock a clear direction when your brain feels completely fried. I'll walk you through the exact three-card framework I use, and then I'll do a live step-by-step walkthrough so you can see exactly how it works in real life, with real cards and a real decision. No mysticism required, no experience necessary, just three cards, 5 minutes, and a willingness to pay attention. And if that already sounds like something you need right now, hit subscribe before we go any further. I share practical tools like this every week, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. We are living through a unique kind of exhaustion. In 2026, the average person makes somewhere between 35,000 and 40,000 decisions every single day. And that number is climbing. It's not just the big decisions, what job to take, who to spend your life with. It's the constant low-grade hum of micro-choices. Which email to open first, whether to push back on that meeting, what to eat when you're already running late. Decision fatigue is a real, documented phenomenon. The more choices your brain processes, the worse it gets at making them. By mid-afternoon, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thought, is running on fumes. And when that happens, traditional logic fails you. You overthink, you procrastinate, you oscillate between two options until doing nothing feels like the only option. What you need in those moments isn't more information. It's a circuit breaker for the brain, something that interrupts the loop, something that forces you to stop processing and start noticing. That's exactly what this framework does. Not by predicting your future, not by telling you what the universe wants for you, but by acting as a mirror, a structured prompt that helps you see what's actually going on inside you right now in this moment. Think of it less as fortune-telling and more as applied self-awareness. So let's get into the framework itself, the three-card diagnostic. This is built as a functional map, not a fortune-telling session. Each position asks a specific question, and the card that lands there isn't a prediction, it's a prompt, a symbol your intuition responds to. The first card is your internal weather, or where you are right now. It answers one question: what is the specific flavor of my mental state right now? We often skip this step entirely. We open the laptop and dive straight into the noise. But when you know your internal weather, you can dress appropriately for it. Is it scattered? Is it foggy? Is it sharp or heavy or restless? The second card is the immediate hurdle. What's in the way? This names the thing that's actually in the way, not the surface problem, the real one underneath. Often, it's not the overflowing inbox. It's the anxiety about disappointing someone. The card helps you see what's driving the paralysis, not just where it's landing. The third card is the efficiency path, your clear action. This is your directive. What's the one thing that moves you forward? It's almost never the hardest thing on your list. It's the thing that creates momentum. And once you're moving, the rest follows. Before we go into the live walkthrough, I want to ask you something, and I genuinely want to hear your answer. What is the decision you keep putting off right now? The one that lives at the back of your mind no matter how busy you get. Drop it in the comments below. You don't have to explain it, just name it. Sometimes just writing it down is its own kind of circuit breaker. All right, let's bring this to life. I'm going to walk you through a real scenario, step by step, so you can see exactly how this works. The situation: you've been offered an extra project at work. More visibility, a bit more money, but your plate is already full and you're not sure you have the energy for it. You've been sitting on the decision for 3 days. Sound familiar? So you sit down, shuffle the deck, and hold one question in your mind. What do I need to know about this decision right now? You lay 3 cards. Card 1, internal weather, and you pull the 4 of cups. The 4 of cups shows a figure sitting with arms crossed, 3 cups in front of them, and a 4th being offered from a hand in the clouds, and they're not even looking at it. In plain language, you're saturated. You already have things in front of you that you haven't fully engaged with. The card isn't saying the new project is bad, it's saying your current state is one of quiet overwhelm. You're not in receiving mode right now. That's your internal weather today. Card 2, the immediate hurdle, and you pull the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords often shows someone sneaking away with too many swords, trying to carry more than they can hold without anyone noticing. The hidden obstacle here isn't the workload, it's the fear of saying no. It's the people pleasing, the worry about how you'll be perceived if you turn it down. That's the real thing in the way, not your calendar. Card 3, the efficiency path, and you pull the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a fresh start in the material world. A single coin offered cleanly. It represents a grounded, clear-eyed beginning. The directive here, make a practical list of what you'd actually have to give up to take this project. In real terms, not emotional ones. Hours, energy, existing commitments. Ground the decision in facts, not feelings. That's your action for the next 4 hours. So in under 5 minutes, you've gone from 3 days of spinning to this. You're currently overwhelmed. The real block is fear of judgment, and your next move is to write a practical cost list, not to decide, just to see clearly. That's the whole system working. Now, a quick note on reading the cards, because you don't need to be a tarot scholar to use this system. You need one skill, translating symbolic imagery into practical language. There are 2 broad categories to think about. High-energy cards, things like the Sun, the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, signal that you have bandwidth. You have momentum available. This is a morning to move fast and make decisions while your energy is accessible. Low-energy cards, the Hermit, the Four of Swords, the Moon, signal that you're running low. Protect your cognitive reserves. Reduce decisions. Delegate. Rest is the most productive thing available to you right now. We're not asking, is this card good or bad? We're asking, what does this card tell me about my current mental bandwidth? Every symbol becomes a question. Every archetype becomes a mirror. And we're only looking at the next 4 hours, not your 5-year plan. What do you need to navigate between now and lunch? Now let's talk about making this a daily practice. Because the moment it becomes a chore is the moment it stops working. The rule is simple, under 5 minutes, every time. No exceptions. The ideal moment is anywhere you open your day before you open your email or your social media feed. Because once the noise starts, the signal gets drowned out. It could be your desk with a candle lit, your kitchen table while the coffee brews, a digital deck on your phone during your commute. Whatever anchors the practice to a consistent moment. Shuffle while holding one question. What do I need to know for the next 4 hours? Lay 3 cards. Internal weather, the hurdle, the path. Trust your first impression of each card. Write 1 sentence, not an essay, for each position. Then close the notebook. Begin your work. That last step matters. The point is to close the loop and move, not to sit with the cards all morning. Over time, even just 1 week, you'll start to see patterns. Maybe the moon keeps appearing on your most anxious mornings. Maybe low-energy cards cluster on Fridays when your reserves are spent. That data is genuinely useful. It tells you something about your rhythms that a productivity app never could. And now, to bring it all together, let's talk about moving from clarity to decisive momentum. The 3-card diagnostic acts as a psychological nudge, a structured interruption that stops the rumination loop and starts an execution loop. When you're paralyzed, you're often spending enormous cognitive energy on decisions that have already been made. You just haven't let yourself see them yet. The cards surface what's already known. They give you permission to act on what you already feel. Trust your first intuitive hit. That immediate, pre-analytical response to a card is where the real information lives. The moment you start overthinking the symbolism, you've left the present and gone back into your head. 1 impression, 1 sentence, 1 action. That's the entire system. From mental paralysis to structured reflection to a clear first step. And once that first step is taken, you're no longer standing still. You're in motion. And motion is its own kind of momentum. The afternoon becomes manageable. The to-do list becomes navigable. Not because the cards solved your problems, but because you gave your brain a moment of stillness and a reason to start. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. Genuinely. That tells me this resonated, and I don't take that lightly. If you're going to try the 3 card pull tomorrow morning, drop a comment and let me know which card lands in the efficiency path position. I read every single one. And if this gave you something useful today, hit the like button. It helps more people find this kind of content, and it takes 2 seconds. Subscribe if you haven't already. New videos go up every week, and we're just getting started. Until next time, the answers are already in you. You just need to slow down long enough to hear them.